And the long-running saga while old Joe was in charge, I suppose he still vaguely is, was that the Heritage Foundation, a think tank in Washington, wanted to see Harry's visa application to live in the States on the basis that in his book Spare he wrote that he took drugs, that he enjoyed mushrooms, cannabis and cocaine. Now, if you admit to doing that on your visa application, yes, I'm a drug taker, basically, if it was me or any other ordinary British person, we would not be allowed, wouldn't even be allowed to visit, let alone live there. So, if he did admit that, why is he allowed to live in Britain? And if he didn't admit it, if he effectively lied on his visa application, that's a federal offence and he should be kicked out of America for that. Now, Donald Trump, not quite so well disposed towards Harry and Meghan, because he remains annoyed by the way they treated the Queen and has said so. He said, if I get into power, I want to look at that visa. I may have a look at Harry's residency here in America. And the stories are now out that his visa, at the very least, might be made public, might be made transparent so the public can see what he put on it. So Harry and Meghan, I would say, are a little nervous at the moment.
Yeah, well, I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit. I agree with you. Harry and Meghan are livid that Donald Trump was elected. It was in 2016, before Meghan Markle had her quote-unquote blind date with a prince she'd never Googled before,
of course,
that she said on a late-night talk show here in the States that if Trump was elected, she was going to stay in Canada. So that right there tells us everything we need to know about Meghan's relationship with Trump. However, she didn't stop there. You know, that Harry and Meghan refused to meet with him when he came to the UK after they were married. Prince Harry got caught criticizing Donald Trump when he thought he thought he was on the phone with Greta Thunberg, Kevin, but he was actually on the phone with some YouTube pranksters and admitted that Donald Trump had blood on his hands and was very critical of Donald Trump. So we have a pattern of Harry and Meghan being disrespectful to a world leader. And I think that when it comes to Donald Trump, he has a very sharp memory, and he just doesn't forget. So will Harry and Meghan be pulling their hair out at this point in time? Yes. I bet you anything that it drove Meghan crazy that she couldn't get involved. I imagine getting ready to launch American Riviera Orchard, allegedly, there were PR people saying, you do not want to alienate half the country by inserting yourself in this election.
Yes.
He did campaign with Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, and Stacey Abrams during the 2020 election. It was called When All Women Vote. And while it was called When All Women Vote, it was clearly When All Democratic Women Vote, okay? Because I just listed off several Democratic women. Yeah. There were not any conservative women that participated in that event. So they are definitely upset over the fact that Donald Trump has been elected a president again. Eric Trump recently said, you know what? Harry's probably going to be safe in the States because we simply don't care about him. He said, I don't give a D word. I won't say that because I'm a lady. But he said, we don't give a D word about him here in the States. He said, Harry's a black sheep that's being led around by his very unpopular wife. And he is probably safe in the States, but might we get access to the visa? Might we actually get the answers that we're looking for? Donald Trump is pretty mischievous. I could see him. I could see him ensuring that we found out that we finally got to the bottom of that mystery.
I agree with you. And the point is that the Heritage Foundation, a think tank in Washington, a lot of British people work there apparently because it was set up by Margaret Thatcher, or in Margaret Thatcher's, our former Prime Minister, in her memory. Their point is, you know, this is America. This is an egalitarian country. We don't keep secrets from the people. And therefore, this is just an issue of transparency. The public should be able to see this guy's visa application. So that in itself, see, that I think is pretty light, or certainly very possible, that Donald Trump will allow a court to say, yeah, the public are going to see this. We are unveiling Harry's visa application. I think that could very well happen.
Well, don't forget the Heritage Foundation. The Biden administration that submitted secret paperwork to the judge, you know, within days of that judge siding with the Biden administration, saying Harry's visa application is not of public interest. The Heritage Foundation wants that judgment to be revoked. Yeah. They went to court. They said, revoke that judgment, re-examine this. So while, I mean, I don't know how long this is going to be in limbo, but by the time it actually comes back up, we don't know. Donald Trump could be in the White House. What I will say about the Heritage Foundation, though, is they are the creators of Project 2025. That was a thorn in Donald Trump's side throughout this election. He had nothing to do with it, yet the Democrats, like a dead horse, beat it at every single opportunity. And Trump didn't have anything to do with it. It was literally the Heritage Foundation that laid out this platform, their vision for the United States. But Harris and their team said this is Donald Trump's radical new vision. And Trump had to get on a stage more times than I could count and say they know more about Project 2025 than I do. Additionally, in trying to prove their point that Harry is a public figure and there is public interest, they released Melania Trump's deceased mother's visa application, all of the paperwork that they received through the Freedom of Information Act, jeopardizing, according to Melania, this is recently, according to Melania and her attorney, jeopardizing her family's safety and security after 2, almost 3 assassination attempts. So is Trump going to bend over backwards to help out the Heritage Foundation? I don't know. But if he's feeling a little naughty, I do wonder if he might ensure that in some way, shape, or form this information comes out.
Well, I think, look, the way the Democrats, the way old Joe Biden, you know, forelock touching, fawning to this British royal, giving him special treatment, that is un-American, proving once again that the Democrats, they're supposed to stand for blue-collar America, decent working people, and they're supposed to stand for no special treatment for people because of their birthright, especially British royals. So Donald Trump might make a stand and say, no, this guy does not get special treatment. We're going to see his visa. Either way, I think it's nervous times for Harry. Let's move on to the other thing that I want to talk about. This story is gaining some momentum. You know that Meghan in particular, but Harry and Meghan have had their staffing problems. Massive turnover. 20 staff in the last 3 years have come and gone and left, including very senior executives. The Hollywood Reporter recently ran this exclusive investigation saying that she was a bullying employer who reduced grown men to tears, terrified the staff, that she was a tyrant in high heels, who had tantrums and sent emails at 5 in the morning, all of that. Well, it turns out that one of the things that may sort of make the atmosphere a little frigid, frosty, is the fact that she demands to be called Mom by all the staff. And, of course, Ginger Nuts, old Harry, has to be called Sir. I mean, my feeling about that, I mean, you know, for some reason, you know, you always call Royal Sir. I can't wait to meet Harry. I won't be calling him Sir, I'll tell you that. So she now has assumed the position of someone, the Duchess of Sussex. Well, apparently, when Scott Moore was appointed as the new chief executive of the Invictus Games, he asked her, what do I call Meghan, and was told, Mom will suffice. And it's like, what do you mean, Mom? You know, you're just a 2-bit actress from Suits. Why would I have to call you Mom? I mean, what a pair of pompous prats. You know, that you're Mom and Sir. It's pathetic.
Well, this does give credibility to stories that I've heard that people were annoyed at William Morris' endeavor that they were required to refer to her as the Duchess of Sussex. You know, they couldn't say, oh, we've got Meghan Markle on the line. It's like, oh, hello, is this, you know, the Duchess of Sussex is on line 1. And I've heard that, and then it also reminds me. I just did an interview with with Princess Diana's personal trainer, who worked with her for 7 years and didn't know she needed to curtsy to Diana until 4 years into their relationship. And I was like, were you mortified? And she said, no, that's why Diana loved me. And you know, you hear stories about how Diana would treat the staff like human beings, buy them Christmas gifts, show up at their houses on the estate, kick her shoes off, put her feet on the table, and gossip and giggle with them. Meghan has always felt so wildly insecure and has tried to overcompensate by demanding respect. And the reason why people loved Diana, who Prince Harry says, you know, Meghan is Diana 2.0, no way. The reason why people loved Diana was because she wasn't that way. She didn't say, call me ma'am. She didn't say, call me.
No airs and graces. No airs and graces.
Yeah.
Talk to people on an equal level. Didn't require to be called mom. You'll find that people of status, the real classy people of status, they don't go around saying, call me sir, call me mom. You know, classy people of status basically call me what you like. You know, because they're comfortable in their own skin. You're right. She is desperately seeking status and demanding to be addressed as such, as mom. I just think it's hilarious.
Oh, it is, and it's sad, because if she was set up to be like Diana. Everybody wanted her to be like Diana. If she would have just shown some kindness, and if she would have been humble throughout this process, she would have a lot less enemies. But she has been so arrogant and cruel to a lot of people throughout this process, and she's made a lot of enemies through this quote unquote bullying that she has done, according to former staff members.
Yeah, but either way, the other story is that if their visa problems do come to a head, that this villa that they bought recently in Portugal, they may make that their permanent home. So that's something to look forward to, because a lot of people, I put on Twitter the other day when Trump won, oh, go on, Donald, do what you said you do. Kick Harry out of America just for a laugh. And all these British people say, yeah, but we don't want them back in Britain.
Not here.
Don't let them. So maybe Portugal could be the happy medium, the solution that we could all be happy with. You get rid of him and we don't get him.
I just saw this poll. I couldn't believe this, Kevin. 87% of the people polled on this Express poll said that Donald Trump should kick Prince Harry out of 87% they should kick Prince Harry out of America. 87%.
Yeah, but as I say, they get a bit more doubtful when you say, yeah, but if he does, he'll come back to Britain. So now that he could maybe go to Portugal, hey, we'll get it up to 97%. Listen, congratulations on your new president. God bless America. And great to talk to you, Kinsey. We'll talk again on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend.